Good afternoon and welcome to this delayed coverage on the commentary hub of this Premier League game from Ashburton Grove between Arsenal and Manchester United. I am your unofficial off-tube commentator, Paul James, bringing you this delayed coverage. And, well, this is one of the biggest games in the English Football League calendar. Arsenal and Manchester United. Both are on a rich vein of form, won 4 out of the last 5 games, and the both sides drawing as well. As for Arsenal, they've only lost 1 game all season, and that came against Manchester United at Old Trafford back in September. So the teams, this is actually the 238th meeting in all competitions. Arsenal have won 86 wins. Manchester United have 101 wins. Draws have been 50. The first meeting between the two teams took place on October the 13th, 1894. The then Newton Heath and Woolwich Arsenal met in League Division 2. It finished 3-3 in front of a crowd of 4,000 people at Bank Street in Clayton. Newton Heath's goals were scored by Donaldson, 2 of those, and 1 by John Clarkin. Peter Mortimer got 2 for Arsenal and 1 for Henry Boyd. The Prime Minister at the time was Archibald Primrose, the 5th Earl of Rosebery. He was the leader of the Liberal Party, and he served for a very short period of time, not as short as Liz Truss, but for 1 year and 110 days. News items for that year: Blackpool Tower was opened and the Tower Bridge in London opened for traffic. The meetings between the two teams in more recent years have been very, very tight, with 2 wins apiece and a draw. This is going to be an absolute classic. This colossal Arsenal side this season have literally been running away with it, and they have only conceded a measly 0.78 goals per game as an average. 9 clean sheets this season. Let's begin by looking at the starting lineups, starting with Arsenal. And Mikel Arteta has resorted to no changes from the comfortable 2-0 victory over Spurs. So they line up as follows: 4-3-3. Aaron Ramsdale in goal, Alexander Zinchenko, Gabriel, William Saliba, and Ben White are the back 4. Granit Xhaka, Thomas Partey, and Martin Odegaard, the captain, make the 3-man midfield. And the 3 front lines are Gabriel Martinelli, Eddie Nketiah, and Bukayo Saka. No room in the starting 11 for Leandro Trossard, the £20 million signing from Brighton, 7 million in add-ons as well. We are all in the wrong business. And for Manchester United, they line up with a 4-2-3-1 formation, forced into only 1 change from the 1-1 draw at Crystal Palace, and that is, of course, Casemiro, who is suspended. They line up as follows: David De Gea in goal, Luke Shaw, Lisandro Martinez, Rafael Varane, and Aaron Wan-Bissaka make up the back. Scott McTominay is in for Casemiro. He's in the holding midfielder role with Christian Eriksen. Antony, Bruno Fernandes, Marcus Rashford, who was the chief architect in that 3-1 victory over Arsenal in September. That makes up the 3-man attacking midfield. And Wout Weghorst will start as the sole forward. The substitutes for Arsenal: Matt Turner is the substitute goalkeeper, Kieran Tierney, Rob Holding, Takahiro Tomiyasu, Emil Smith-Rowe, Fabio Vieira, Albert Sambila Congo, Leandro Trossard, and Marquinhos make up the substitutes. Will we see Trossard today? We wait and see. For Manchester United, it is Tom Heaton, the substitute goalkeeper, Victor Lindelof, Harry Maguire, Tyrell Malacia, Fred, Facundo Pellistri. Kobe Mainu is 17 years old and will make his league debut if he comes on today. Anthony Alanga and Alejandro Garnacho make up the substitutes for Manchester United. The referee today is Anthony Taylor, and Anthony Taylor is 44 years old from Cheshire, and he is in his 12th year as a Premier League referee. Interesting point, he's shown 49 red cards in 327 matches he has officiated in the Premier League. So who will be number 50? He has had 21 appearances in all competitions this season. He's shown 86 yellow cards, 3 reds, and he has given 6 penalties. So we're just waiting now for the players to come to the centre circle. Manchester United, of course, will be in their change shirts of white shirts, black shorts, and white socks. Arsenal, of course, in their famous red and white shirts, white shorts, and white socks. And they're just gathering together in the middle right now, doing their final preparations. Well, bad news for Arsenal, bad news for all of the Premier League, really. Erling Haaland's hit form again, getting a hat-trick today against Wolves and reducing the gap to 2 points. Arsenal have 2 games in hand. This is one of them today, and they do have Manchester City coming up in the league. So this is a vital game for Arsenal, a must-win for them. For Manchester United, they would like to put a dent in that, and they would also like to cement their top 4 position as well. And they get the game underway, attacking the goal to our left. And on the ball already is Luke Shaw, just under pressure there from Granit Xhaka. The ball goes out of play. It's going to be a throw-in. And it's going to be taken by Luke Shaw. 20 seconds gone in this game. And it's going to be very, very interesting. What a game we've got for you today. This is going to be absolutely outstanding with everything that's involved in this game. And here's Partey. Partey plays the ball forward to Nketiah. Nketiah back to Xhaka. Xhaka out on the far side there is Martinelli. Martinelli gets across him, but it's blocked by Wan-Bissaka, and it will be a corner to the Arsenal. And Martinelli has gone over to take it. Well, we're inside the first minute, and Arsenal already have the first corner of the game. Just standing over this one now is Martinelli. It looks like he's going to in-swing it. And players just going into the 6-yard box. Partey and Gabriel. It's easy for Bruno Fernandes. It's a poor corner. He clears it away, and Zinchenko picks it up in midfield and heads it down to Bukayo Saka. Saka just drops it to Partey. Partey back to Saka. Partey gives it to Odegaard, the captain. Odegaard out on the far side to Zinchenko. Zinchenko to Martinelli. Martinelli pulls it back to Odegaard, but he scuffs his shot, and it's blocked by McTominay comfortably, but it's ushered behind by McTominay, and it will be a second corner inside 2 minutes for Arsenal. Very positive start for them. And it's going to be taken this time by Odegaard. Pulls it out wide to Zinchenko with a short corner. Slip through to Xhaka. Xhaka's got space. Gets across in Partey with a shot, but he pulls it wide. Well, the cross came in and Partey was just there at the near post. And he just pulls it wide. He wasn't likely to beat David De Gea from there. And it will be a goal kick. But good football by Arsenal early on. They've certainly set the tone out on this one. Manchester United now have got to try to get themselves into the game. It's back with David De Gea and out to Luke Shaw on this near side. It's knocked on there, back with Shaw. Shaw plays the ball to Rashford. Rashford ran into Gabriel, and it's going to be a throw into Manchester United. Well, Luke Shaw looks like he's going to take it. It's just inside the Arsenal half of the field. Marcus Rashford there. 2 goals in the meeting earlier this season at Old Trafford where United won 3-1. But Arsenal have just been unstoppable. But with City just picking up form with wins over Spurs and Wolves, they can feel the breath of Manchester City on their necks right now. Here's Ben White. White gives the ball away, and it's Weghorst. Weghorst drops it to Rashford. Rashford just trying to get away from Ben White. Rashford pulls the ball back to Fernandes. Fernandes is dispossessed by Odegaard. Arsenal can now break out. The ball's out on the far side to Martinelli. He's got Wan-Bissaka in front of him. Martinelli just trying to get past Wan-Bissaka now. Storming towards the penalty area. Martinelli cuts inside. And, good work by Wan-Bissaka. Stayed patient, stayed with him and won the ball. And Manchester United can now break forward. And it's Anthony. Anthony dropped back to the number 14, Eriksen. Eriksen plays the ball infield to Weghorst. Weghorst drops it to McTominay. McTominay sprayed out wide to Marcus Rashford. Rashford. Up there with him is Luke Shaw. He just tries to beat Saka, but it bounces to Shaw. Shaw tries to get the cross in. It's disappointing. It's cleared by Gabriel, but only as far as Eriksen, who is fouled by Odegaard, and Anthony Taylor gives the free kick. Incidentally, the assistants are Gary Beswick, Adam Nunn. The fourth official is Andre Mariner, and Michael Salisbury and Dan Raberthan are in VAR. And it's dropped back by Anthony there. Anthony just drops it back into the midfield. And here's Lisandro Martinez. Martinez out wide to Shaw. Shaw drops it to Rashford. Rashford just gets away from Ben White, but he pushed the ball too far in front of him, and Saliba clears up at the back. It's cleared by the goalkeeper, Aaron Ramsdale. Quite outstanding against Spurs. He'll be hoping he can maintain that performance today against a very different challenge in Manchester United. It's picked up by Anthony in midfield after the giveaway by Partey. Anthony breaking forward. He's got Zinchenko in front of him and Xhaka around him. Anthony, good skill, manages to pull the ball back to Fernandes. Fernandes back to Wan-Bissaka. Fernandes drops it to McTominay. McTominay pulled in field here to Weghorst. Back to McTominay. Anthony again. Anthony drops it to Fernandes. Fernandes and just goes all the way back there to Martinez. Martinez just plays the ball forward. And here's a chance for Manchester United. And down goes Fernandes. He's claiming a penalty. And we're just going to take a look at that again. I'm sure VAR will look at it. But let's just take a look at what happened here. Well, it was a mistake by Gabriel, allowing that ball to run through to Aaron Ramsdale when Fernandes was lurking there. And he's claimed, well, to me, Fernandes has barged into Ramsdale more than the other way around. And I certainly don't think VAR is going to overturn that decision. And that, in my view, is the correct decision by Anthony Taylor. And here's Zinchenko now. Zinchenko drops it to Xhaka. Xhaka drops it back to Ramsdale. Ramsdale plays it out to Ben White. Ben White's got some help forward with Bukayo Saka. I tried to do a quick 1-2 with Odegaard, but Manchester United pick up the ball with Bruno Fernandes. Here's Weghorst back to Rashford. Rashford tried to find Weghorst, but the ball was poor. Good work by Wout Weghorst, so wins the ball back. And he drops it to Eriksen. Eriksen launches it forward, but Gabriel deals with it. And it's hooked away by Ben White. And it's launched back in again, but headed away by Partey. Chasing this one is Nketiah. Just trying to get in between the two Manchester United players there. But Martinez clears up and clears the ball downfield, chasing Rashford. Cutting across to challenge Rashford is Ben White. Good work by him. And the ball goes out of play for a throw-in to Manchester United. Well, since that early pressure by Arsenal, Manchester United now definitely got themselves back into this game. They've had a good stint of pressure and possession. Luke Shaw takes a throw in and drops it down to Raphael Varane. Varane gives it to Wan-Bissaka. Wan-Bissaka. And just going back towards his own goal is Antony. And he drops it back to David De Gea. De Gea gives it to Martinez. And he goes back to David De Gea. You are listening to Alternative Commentary on the Commentary Hub YouTube channel. Today's Player of the Match sponsor on the Hub is sponsored by Commentary Services. Commentary Services would like to thank our broadcasting partners for this season, JB Sports, Turton Talks Football and Storm FM. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter at Commentary Live 1 and follow our Facebook page at facebook.com/The Commentary Hub. Arsenal have the ball now with Martinelli. Martinelli with a shot, but it's way over and wide, and it will be a goal kick to Manchester United. So we've had a couple of other games today played in the Premier League. At Ellen Road, it finished Leeds 0, Brentford 0. At City of Manchester Stadium, it finished Manchester City 3, Wolves 0. A hat-trick by Erling Haaland. And in the Championship today, at the Stadium of Light, it finished Sunderland 2, Middlesbrough 0. Some excitement there. Middlesbrough reduced to 10 men when Fry was sent off. Stewart missed a penalty but did score later, and Diallo added one as well. So definitely some interesting action elsewhere. There's Leandro Trossard. 20 million was the initial fee by Leandro Trossard, with 7 million in add-on. A lot of money spent. It must have been tempting to start him today for Mikel Arteta, but he decided not to change anything from that excellent performance against Spain. And the ball is given away in midfield by Bruno Fernandes. And here's Odegaard. Odegaard has got options in front of him. Slips it to Martinelli. Martinelli cuts across. Can he get the shot away? He can, but it's blocked by Shaw. Odegaard tries to pick it up again, but it's headed away by Eriksen. And Arsenal, once again, there's a foul on Gabriel there by Bruno Fernandes, and Gabriel lets him know about it. And at this point already, this heated rivalry that two teams have had for so many years. I remember in the old Division 1 in 1990, when these two teams met at Old Trafford, it was a full-scale brawl. Both teams were actually deducted points out after that. But this rivalry between these two teams has never really simmered since then. If you talk about the Vieira and Keane incidents, and of course misses from the penalty spot for Ruud van Nistelrooy, there's been some interesting activity down the years between these two teams. But it's a free kick to Arsenal, midway inside the Manchester United half of the field. Zinchenko and Granit Xhaka are over this. And it looks like Xhaka has walked away. He's going to leave it to Zinchenko. It's a very high line by Manchester United. Zinchenko launches the ball in. It's long on the back post, just knocked away did Varane. But it's pulled back by Gabriel, but it's cleared away. And Arsenal will once again pick up the ball here. Ben White goes back to Aaron Ramsdale. Eriksen with the clearance that time for Manchester United. Ramsdale downfield. Picked up by Alessandro Martinez. Moves the ball forward, but Arsenal win it back. Here's Bukayo Saka. Saka slipped the ball to Granit Xhaka. On the far side is Martinelli now. Martinelli, can he cut inside? He's got two Manchester United players in front of him. He tried to find Nketiah, but Eriksen intercepts that. Eriksen clears it, but only to an Arsenal player. It's picked up by Zinchenko, actually. Here's Ben White. White drops it back to Saliba. Saliba on the far side to Granit Xhaka. Xhaka plays the ball out wide to Martinelli. Martinelli's been very lively in this opening 12 minutes, and his ball is a disappointing one, and he gives it away, and Eriksen picks it up and sets Antony off on his way. Here's Antony. He's got Gabriel in front of him. He's got support now by Eriksen and Wout Weghorst. Antony goes down, no foul. And it's cleared away by Zinchenko. But it's picked up in the midfield by Aaron Wan-Bissaka. And Rafael Varane drops it to Martinez. Well, he's got Bruno Fernandes down this near side with him. He gives the ball to Fernandes. And he slips the ball in midfield to Scott McTominay. McTominay's got some space in front of him. He drops it over onto the far side to Wan-Bissaka. Bissaka back to McTominay. And here's Rafael Varane in an advanced position. He drops it back to Wan-Bissaka. And, good ball there by Anthony to McTominay. McTominay drops it back to Anthony as patiently Manchester United looking for openings. It's crossed in by Anthony, but cleared by Gabriel. And it's then picked up by Lisandro Martinez, who goes all the way back to David De Gea. And here's Christian Eriksen, who's very, very deep right now. And he drops the ball to Varane, who goes back to the goalkeeper and gets it back. Rafael Varane, French international, was part of France's World Cup final team. And here's Lisandro Martinez. He plays the ball long. It's comfortably intercepted by Saliba. He heads the ball, but he only finds Luke Shaw. And Manchester United will try to break up pressure. But Ben White breaks up that move now. And it's played forward to Saka. Saka's got Martinez in front of him, joined by Bruno Fernandes. Good work by him, blocking Bukayo Saka's cross. And it's going to be a throw into the Arsenal. It's taken quickly. It finds Bukayo Saka. He's got a bit of space now. What can he do with it? Saka gets across him, but it's a disappointing one. And it's knocked wide by Wan-Bissaka when he didn't really need to do that. There was nobody behind him, but unless he got a shout, I suppose he had to deal with it. The cross was a disappointing one by Saka, and it just aimlessly going wide. But Wan-Bissaka just dropped the ball behind for a third Arsenal corner. 15 minutes gone. Arsenal 0, Manchester United 0. It's going to be Martinelli with this corner. Swings it in. It's headed out by McTominay. Only as far as Odegaard. Odegaard drops it back to Martinelli. Odegaard. Now he goes back to Zinchenko. Zinchenko slips it out to Bukayo Saka. Saka drops it down to Partey. Partey. Oh, the ball and the ball by Partey to Zinchenko was too hard. He's failed to control it, and now they lose possession. And Luke Shaw goes back to David De Gea, but his clearance isn't the best. And if Martinelli could have controlled that better, Arsenal would have had a chance. As it is, Manchester United do keep possession. And here's Anthony. He just drops it back to Martinelli. Martinelli. Just looking at what his options are. He's got Luke Shaw there with him and Scott McTominay. Drops it to McTominay, who drops it to Varane. Varane drops it over to Wan-Bissaka, who's been getting into advanced positions. Is he held there? Actually, he's determined to be offside as a pass to Fernandes. Fernandes was in an offside position, and it will be a free kick to the Arsenal. Well, game's being played at a good... and certainly at a good pace, and Arsenal now have the ball. It's the pass is just a bit too far. It's comfortably won by Rafael Varane. It was just too far away from Martinelli, and Wan-Bissaka just drops it back now, and it's Martinez. Martinez drops it to Varane. Martinez on the halfway line. He launches it long. He's looking for Bruno Fernandes. It's picked up by Arsenal, and Bukayo Saka now moving forward with it. He's dispossessed there now. And here is Rashford. He's got Weghorst in front of him. Rashford with a shot. He scores! And it's Marcus Rashford haunting Arsenal again. Already 2 goals earlier on in the season. Well, he gets a third against them now. And his shot was about 20 yards out, and he struck it past the goalkeeper, Aaron Ramsdale, to his right-hand side. And Manchester United take a 17th minute lead here at Ashburton Grove. And, well, this is not what Arsenal wanted. Has to be said, Manchester United has certainly grown into this game as it's gone on. Rashford there just beats Thomas Partey, cuts inside. He might be more 25 yards out, actually, when he struck that shot. But it was enough to beat Aaron Ramsdale. Was Ramsdale maybe poorly sighted? Well, he could have been, but the shot was right into the corner. And I don't believe Ramsdale. I don't think any criticism should be labelled at Ramsdale here. It was dropping right in front of the England international, and Rashford celebrates once again against Arsenal, and Manchester United have the lead. Well, Arsenal get the game back underway, and they're going to have to try to regain control over this game again, because Manchester United, certainly in the last 8 minutes or so, have been the better side. Rashford plays the ball forward, finds Wout Weghorst, but is determined to be offside. And the yellow card has just been flashed by Anthony Taylor at Ben White. Let's see what that's for. Oh, yes, it was for the foul there on Rashford. So we're going to have a free kick to Arsenal, actually. To Manchester United. It was almost a scissor-type tackle, if you will. The referee chose not to play the advantage. And the yellow card goes to Ben White, and it will be a free kick to Manchester United. It's dropped back, and it's with Rafael Varane now. 19 minutes gone at Ashburton Grove. You are listening to alternative commentary on the Commentary Hub YouTube channel. Today's Player of the Match sponsor on the Hub is sponsored by Commentary Services. Commentary Services would like to thank our broadcasting partners for this season: JB Sports, Turton Talks Football, and Storm FM. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter at Commentary Live 1, and like our Facebook page at facebook.com/the Commentary Hub. And Arsenal have the ball inside their own half here, and it's Gabriel. Gabriel dropped it to Zinchenko. Zinchenko storming forward now. He's got options in front of him, Nketiah and Martinelli. But good work by Rafael Varane, and it's dropped and it's passed there by Varane to McTominay. His long ball was looking for Weghorst, but good work by William Saliba to intercept there, and he gives it to Bukayo Saka. Bukayo Saka was fouled by Luke Shaw, and it will be a free kick to the Arsenal. On the 20-minute mark here, it is Arsenal 0, Manchester United 1. Delayed coverage you're listening to of Arsenal versus Manchester United in this crucial Premier League game. And my name is Paul James. It's back now with Gabriel. Gabriel drops it to Saliba. Saliba. And drops it to Odegaard. Odegaard swings the ball over on the far side to Zinchenko. Zinchenko's got space in front of him as he storms over the halfway line. He drops it to Granit Xhaka. Xhaka across to Odegaard. Odegaard slips the ball back to Xhaka. Xhaka goes to Bukayo Saka. Saka cuts inside now. What can he do with it? Saka. What's he going to do? He plays a pass across to Martinelli, and the shot is by Nketiah, but it's blocked, and it'll be a corner to Arsenal. Well, Saka just pulled the ball across, and it went to Xhaka actually, and then he's passed it to Nketiah, but Nketiah's shot was blocked, and it will be a corner to Arsenal, the fourth of the game for them. We're only inside 22 minutes. Can Arsenal get themselves back into this game now? And it's Bukayo Saka with the corner. He goes for a short one. It's pulled back, and it's Martinelli with a shot. Oh, that was a good training ground manoeuvre. Bukayo Saka just dropped the ball to the edge of the penalty area to Martinelli, and his shot was swung just wide. That was unfortunate for Arsenal. It was a great move. Manchester United wasn't ready for that, but Martinelli's shot was curled wide, and it'll be a goal kick for Manchester United. And David De Gea there just taking his time right now. Anthony Taylor just making sure that the Arsenal players are outside the penalty area before the goal kick is taken. David De Gea plays the ball across to Wan-Bissaka, and Wan-Bissaka is in trouble here, and Martinelli has won the ball back. Martinelli plays the ball across to Thomas Partey. Bad giveaway by Wan-Bissaka. Partey gives it back to Martinelli. Martinelli cuts into the penalty area. Can he get the cross in? It's blocked by Wan-Bissaka this time, though. And it'll be another corner to Arsenal, which Martinelli will trot over to take. Well, we're at the midway point in the first half. It's 22 minutes gone. It is Arsenal 0, Manchester United 1. The corner is going to be swung in this time by Martinelli. Oh, he drops it short to Zinchenko, actually. Back to Martinelli. And he drops it to Saliba. Back to Zinchenko. He plays it forward to Granit Xhaka. Granit Xhaka holds the ball. Gives it back to Zinchenko. Zinchenko back to Xhaka. Odegaard to Martinelli. Martinelli with a cross there. Nketiah with a header! And it's 1-1! And Eddie Nketiah equalises for the Gunners. And inside the 6-yard box, Eddie Nketiah completely unmarked to head Arsenal level in this game. It is Arsenal 1, Manchester United 1. Well, game on. This is a good response by Arsenal to the Manchester United goal. And Eddie Nketiah gets the game-tying goal here. Let's have a look at it again. Granit Xhaka just dropped it back to Zinchenko. Zinchenko to Odegaard. Odegaard and the quick cross by Martinelli. And Eddie Nketiah just lost Wan-Bissaka there and moved into the 6-yard box to head Arsenal level. Well, Wan-Bissaka lost his man there. Eddie Nketiah just cut across the 6-yard box and made the header. And that is poor defending by Manchester United. And it's 1-1. Well, look at the response by Mikel Arteta. He's delighted and he's trying to encourage the crowd now to lift their voices and raise this Arsenal team. Well, this is a huge boost for Arsenal, falling behind to Manchester United. It was always going to be interesting to see what Arsenal's response would be, a true test of their character. Well, they've come through it, and it's going to be a throw-in to Arsenal now, midway inside the Manchester United half of the field. And now he's calling for a little bit of calm after Arteta got overexcited. So we'll just see now what we are going to see from Arsenal as they attempt now to capitalise on this momentum. Here is Rashford. Oh, he's dispossessed. And here is Partey. Partey's got space in front of him. He drops it there to Eddie Nketiah. Nketiah gets the cross in, but it escapes everybody, and it goes to Odegaard on the far side. Odegaard overlapping is Ben White. Odegaard switches it to Bukayo Saka. Saka's cross is comfortably dealt with by Luke Shaw by Scott McTominay that time. And it's going to be a throw into Arsenal, almost level with the Manchester United penalty area. Wow, do we have a game on our hands now? Ben White takes the throw in. Martin Odegaard attempted to find Ben White again, but he wasn't able to do so, and he knocks the ball out of play. It's going to be a throw in to Manchester United. 26 minutes gone here at Ashburton Grove. It's Arsenal 1, Manchester United 1. Luke Shaw throws the ball and he drops it to Eriksen. Eriksen just manages to keep possession. Coming over on the far side is Weghorst. Is he fouled? The referee said yes. And Weghorst will get on his feet. And it'll be a free kick to Manchester United. And Anthony Taylor. This is the second time he's taken charge of this fixture. 12 years as a Premier League referee. Congratulations to him. On the whole, he's served very, very well. And here is Lisandro Martinez. Martinez drops it back to David De Gea. De Gea right-footed downfield. And it's just headed on by Bruno Fernandes, but dealt with by Zinchenko. Scott McTominay gets the ball back. But McTominay's ball is disappointing and only finds William Saliba. But Partey is dispossessed by Weghorst. And here is Marcus Rashford. But coming across to make the challenge on Rashford so superbly is Martin Odegaard. And he clears the ball. And that is outstanding play by the Arsenal captain. And the ball is won back, though, by Manchester United with Wan-Bissaka. He slips it to Anthony. Back to Anthony from Wan-Bissaka. Bruno drops it back to McTominay. And it's out here to Lisandro Martinez. Martinez down this near side to the dangerous Marcus Rashford. But having said that, though, he stumbles over his foot and Ben White clears it. And now it's cleared forward and Eddie Nketiah is chasing that. Nketiah drops it back. And it's back to Odegaard, the captain. Oh, he's dispossessed well by Lisandro Martinez. Good work by him. He plays the ball in midfield to Wout Weghorst. who knocks it out on the far side to the quick Brazilian Anthony. Anthony cuts inside, gives it across to McTominay with a shot. Super save by Aaron Ramsdale, flying to his left-hand side to make that save from the shot by McTominay, and it will be a corner to Manchester United. Was pulled back. McTominay got the shot, maybe didn't get enough power there, but it was a super save. He must have seen it late there, Aaron Ramsdale, so it'll be a corner to Manchester United, and going over to take it is Luke Shaw. Well, this has been a very absorbing and entertaining first half here, and Aaron Ramsdale just organising his defence. Fernandes in the 6 yards box, Rashford there, of course, Wout Weghorst there as well. Thomas and Xhaka attempting to police those three. And it looks like the referee is he showing the yellow card to somebody, or is he just organising, making sure that there's no funny business? Well, he blows his whistle, the referee, so the corner's going to come in by Luke Shaw now. Going to swing it into the 6 yard box. Up there is Gabriel. He heads it out, but only as far as the edge of the box to Eriksen. And Eriksen somehow maintains possession. I don't know how. Scott McTominay, the ball's bouncing around there, and the referee has got a flag from his assistant, and it was offside, perhaps when the ball came back from Eriksen. Odegaard is just down at the moment. Maybe he's a little bit winded. Arsenal will want him to be okay. They don't want any injuries happening to him. And there's Alex Ferguson, the great man, in the crowd there. Well, what a job he has done for Manchester United over the time that he was manager. I still maintain to this day, quite possibly the greatest manager in football history. Maybe Pep Guardiola can outstrip that, but for me, Alex Ferguson is the number one. And Ben White takes the throw in, and he drops it to Bukayo Saka. Saka, he's sandwiched between Luke Shaw and Scott McTominay, and Manchester United win the ball back. Here is Lisandro Martinez. Martinez plays the ball forward. Headed down comfortably by Ben White, but it just goes over Odegaard's head. But Arsenal do maintain possession, and it's back with Gabriel now. Gabriel slips it to William Saliba, back to Odegaard, drops it back to Gabriel. Arsenal just, Granit Xhaka there, just swings the ball across to Zinchenko. Good work by Arsenal, this one-touch passing. Zinchenko, and it's with Saliba. Saliba's got options forward. He's got Nketiah, Xhaka, Martinelli. Martinelli gets the ball. He drops it back to Gabriel. Gabriel swings the ball back to Martinelli. Martinelli coming forward now. What can he do with it? Martinelli tries to slip through Nketiah. It didn't work, but Granit Xhaka picks up the ball, and it's swung across to Odegaard. Odegaard to Bukayo Saka. Saka cuts inside to Martinelli. Back to Saka. Odegaard picks up the ball, though. Is he going to be able to turn? He does. Gets the cross away, but a good block by McTominay, and it goes behind for an Arsenal corner. Well, both teams showing attacking intent. This has been a really enjoyable first half to watch. Arsenal 1, Manchester United 1. 14 minutes to go in this first half. And actually, it's determined the referee has given a free kick, actually. Not a corner. I'm guessing that perhaps Odegaard was in an offside position. Well, it's the free kick will be taken by David De Gea downfield. And it's knocked on by Wout Weghorst, who wins a header. I often wonder why he couldn't do that for Burnley, but let's not get too much into that. It's going to be a throw-in for Manchester United. Luke Shaw has the ball. And is just inside his own the Arsenal half of the field. But Luke Shaw drops it back to Raphael Varane. Varane drops it back to the goalkeeper, David De Gea. David De Gea, right-footed, downfield, looking again for the big Wout Weghorst. Weghorst doesn't really win that one. It bounces, and it's knocked back to the goalkeeper by William Saliba. William Saliba drops it to Partey. Partey back to Ben White. It's played forward to Xhaka. Not to Xhaka, to Bukayo Saka. Bukayo Saka is fouled, and along with Mikel Arteta are advising the referee that is the third time. The referee agrees and shows the yellow card. Just not quite sure who's shown that yellow card to yet. Let's take a look here. We'll see who it is now. Yes, it's Luke Shaw. So Luke Shaw goes into the referee's notebook. And it's a silly challenge, really. He didn't really even need to do it, to be honest. So I'm just wondering, actually, if the referee showed the yellow card to Luke Shaw, or whether he showed it to the Mikel Arteta, who was protesting. We'll take a look. Yes, actually, we should just correct that. That was actually shown to Mikel Arteta for the protests that followed after the free kick. So Luke Shaw wasn't booked. Mikel Arteta was booked instead. So Mikel Arteta protesting too much. Of course, I always say that if a player would have gotten into my face demanding that I show a yellow card to another player, I would show the yellow card to the player protesting, because I think it's ultimately the referee's decision to make. Here's Christian Eriksen. Eriksen plays the ball forward and is looking for Wout Weghorst. Good work by Weghorst. Drops it back to Eriksen, who sprays a long ball over on the far side to Antony. Antony tries to play the ball forward to Wan-Bissaka. Good work by Zinchenko. He won the ball, but it comes back to Antony. Antony cuts inside, beats 2 or 3 Arsenal players, and drops it back to Eriksen. Eriksen to Bruno Fernandes. Oh, he's looking for Raphael Varane there, but Arsenal win the ball back, and Varane is way out of position. But Lisandro Martinez there just covering and sending the ball back to David De Gea, who just drops the ball there to Eriksen. Patient and calm work by David De Gea. 10 minutes to go till half time. Arsenal 1, Manchester United 1 here at Ashburton Grove. Delayed coverage of this Premier League match between Arsenal and Manchester United. One of the biggest games in the English Footballing League calendar. And Wout Weghorst now under pressure is dispossessed easily. Here's William Saliba. Saliba sprays it in midfield to Odegaard. Odegaard gives it to Gabriel. Gabriel gives it to Partey. Partey to Zinchenko. Zinchenko cutting away there and goes over the halfway line. He slips the ball to Eddie Nketiah. It's good work by Arsenal. Their passing is excellent. And here's Zinchenko again. He gives the ball back to Nketiah. And it's back now with Thomas Partey. And Zinchenko gives the ball to Granit Xhaka. And he gives the ball to Ben White. Ben White now moving forward in an advanced position. He's got Bukayo Saka alongside him. He gives the ball to Saka. Saka just cuts inside. Is he going to get the cross in? He does, but it's blocked. And they're claiming the ball came back off Saka. Luke Shaw's not happy with that, but it looks like the corner has been given. Let's take a look at this again. Yeah, you can see the reaction there by Mikel Arteta, who earned him that yellow card. So the corner will be taken by Bukayo Saka. Looks like he's going to whip this one into the 6-yard box. Martinelli in there. It's swung in and it just misses Martinelli and goes all the way through to the far side, which Bukayo Saka picks up the ball and he clears it. But it's won back by the Arsenal. The Gunners moving forward again, and it's slipped to Eddie Nketiah. Nketiah tried to find Martinelli, but Manchester United intercept. But good work by Nketiah again and wins the ball back. Wonderful sliding challenge. Thomas Partey slips it to Bukayo Saka, who gives it to Ben White. Good challenge by Bruno Fernandes. This is a feisty game. And coming forward now is Antony, and Antony plays the ball to Rashford, but Gabriel comfortably deals with that and gives the ball back to Aaron Ramsdale, who clears the ball downfield, which comes off Luke Shaw. It's going to be a throw into Arsenal on the halfway line. Well, Bukayo Saka will take the throw in, or he rather leaves it and drops it back to, looks like it'll be Ben White. Erik Ten Hag there. His first season in the Premier League. What a job he's done for Manchester United so far. From a team that has ultimately been really broken for a number of years. It's gotten them in a Champions League place, victory over City in the Manchester derby. And he really hasn't been able to get the players that he's really wanted, to be honest. And here's Thomas Partey, and Partey gives the ball to Granit Xhaka. Xhaka on the far side to Zinchenko. Zinchenko drops it to Martinelli. Back to Zinchenko. Zinchenko just moving across the middle of the park, taking his time. Very patient on the ball is Alexander Zinchenko, and he drops it back to Saliba. And then it's given to Odegaard, and Odegaard just sprays the ball out wide to Ben White. Ben White, oh, that is disappointing. Ben White gave it right to Christian Eriksen, and Manchester United can build up now from the back. And it's Bruno Fernandes. Fernandes slips it to Antony, seems to have switched sides. Antony gives it to Fernandes. Fernandes breaking forward, he's got space. Rashford leaves it for Eriksen. Eriksen gives it back to Bruno Fernandes. Fernandes, can he get the cross in? Oh, it's headed away there by Granit Xhaka. Good work by him. And it's going to be a throw into Manchester United. To Arsenal, level with the Manchester United 6-yard box. We got 5 minutes to go till half time. It's Arsenal 1, Manchester United 1. Luke Shaw now with the throw in. And he drops it back to Bruno Fernandes. Fernandes just gives it back to Rafael Varane and Christian Eriksen. And he gives the ball to Lisandro Martinez. Martinez just drops it back to the halfway line to Rafael Varane. Varane gives it to Christian Eriksen. Manchester United patiently building up here, gives it to Bruno Fernandes. Fernandes, game management really by Manchester United here. Patience, there's no rush. The scores are tied. I think Erik Ten Hag will certainly be the happier of the two managers at half time. It's really down to Arsenal, the home team and the leaders of the Premier League, to press this game really. And at the moment, Manchester United just comfortable on possession right now with Christian Eriksen. He plays the ball out to Antony on the far side. Antony swings the ball in. It misses Wout Weghorst and goes all the way through to Aaron Ramsdale. Ramsdale releases it to Partey, and Arsenal now on the break. What can they do with it? Thomas Partey. Oh, his ball is disappointing, and it only finds Luke Shaw. And Rashford now breaking forward for Manchester United. Marcus Rashford got two Arsenal players around him, Ben White and Thomas Partey. Rashford just sends the ball back to Luke Shaw. Shaw gives it to Fernandes. Back to Shaw. Over onto the far side to Rafael Varane, who's been getting into advanced positions in this first half. Rafael Varane. He drops it to Eriksen. Eriksen back off Antony. And it's with Varane again. Varane just gives the ball there to Antony. And again, Manchester United playing a possession game right now. Just keeping possession, middle of the park. And Rafael Varane finds Wout Weghorst, but Weghorst's pass is ultimately very disappointing. But Weghorst was determined to be in an offside position. Not planned his run very well, Wout Weghorst. And it's going to be a free kick to Arsenal. And as we approach half time, we do wonder how much time Andre Marriner, the fourth official, will add on into this first half. Now, just look at an interesting stat here. Arsenal have 19 touches in the opposition box. Manchester United only have 2. So it does say quite a bit about what Arsenal have done while they've had possession of the ball versus what Manchester United have done. And it's dropped back to Aaron Ramsdale. Ramsdale, right-footed, just clears it out to Ben White, but it's just over his head, and it's going to be a throw into Manchester United. Aaron Ramsdale apologises there, just wasn't able to pick up the ball. And it's going to be a throw-in, which Luke Shaw will take. Slight delay here. Wonder what's going on. Luke Shaw finally takes it. He throws it looking to Weghorst. Saliba is reading that. Oh, and Weghorst nearly wins that ball back. But good work by Partey. He got some help from Gabriel as well. It's cleared away and headed back into the Arsenal half by Raphael Varane. Getting up there is McTominay. Winning the ball back for Arsenal is Martinelli, and he drops it back to Gabriel. Gabriel to Saliba. Saliba gives it to Partey. Partey drops it back to Ben White. Ben White, he's got options in front of him, Saka and Eddie Nketiah. Instead, he goes back to Thomas Partey, to Gabriel. And Saliba just drops it to Zinchenko. Zinchenko coming forward here is Xhaka. Xhaka swings the ball in, looking for Nketiah, but hooked away by Martinez, and Manchester United maintain possession. It's back with Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw gives it to Bruno Fernandes, very deep. Fernandes plays the ball forward, but it's intercepted, and Arsenal have the ball back now with Bukayo Saka, but the referee's whistle has gone, and I'm guessing Bukayo Saka didn't hear it, and it looks like it's going to be a free kick to Manchester United. Well, there didn't appear to be a lot wrong there. I don't really see what Saka did, what Granit Xhaka did wrong there. But I would say that free kick was more won by Rashford than committed against Granit Xhaka. We are inside the last minute in the first half. We'll just wait and see what stoppage time will be added. It's been a fairly free-flowing game. I can't see it being more than 1 or 2 minutes, but we'll see. And Lisandro Martinez will take it. The referee is pointing to his watch to indicate that he's adding this time on. And Lisandro Martinez is still taking his time. And very shortly now, Anthony Taylor will get his card out. He finally does take it. And he goes back to David De Gea. As we're crossing over into the 45th minute. And no sign yet as to how long Andre Mariner has chosen to add on. And Manchester United give the ball away. And it's Saliba. It's given away by Luke Shaw. And Saka plays the ball across to Granit Xhaka. And it looks like, yes, 2 minutes is being added on. Here's Martinelli. Pulls the ball back to Zinchenko with a shot. But his shot is not a good one. And it just trickles across the face of the goal and goes wide for a goal kick. Zinchenko frustrated with himself. The shot just didn't quite work out for him there. Pulls the shot wide. Zinchenko, of course, disappointing there by the Ukrainian international. He actually hasn't scored this season. He only has 1 assist. The goal kick is taken by David De Gea, and here's Christian Eriksen now. Christian Eriksen. Anthony picks the ball up once again down this near side, switching flanks. Here's Marcus Rashford. Rashford pulls the ball back here to Bruno Fernandes. Wan-Bissaka over on the far side, but good work by Zinchenko, filling it out, but it's given away by Martinelli, and Wan-Bissaka goes down. He's been told to get up. No penalty for Manchester United. I'm sure VAR will look at it, but here's Ben White. Ben White drops the ball back to Aaron Ramsdale. A little bit clumsy by Gabriel there. Wan-Bissaka is on his feet. It doesn't look like any further action has been taken by VAR. And here's Aaron Ramsdale now. He plays the ball forward. And it's knocked back by Martinelli to Zinchenko, and then to Odegaard. And Odegaard to Saka on the far side. Bukayo Saka with a shot. It's blocked by Luke Shaw. Saka has got the ball back again. What can he do with it? Saka tries a shot, but it's blocked again by Luke Shaw and headed out by Eriksen, but only won back again by Zinchenko. It's back to Saka with a shot, but it's blocked by Luke Shaw and loops into the arms of David De Gea. And the referee, I think, has blown for half-time. And yes, it looks like he has he? Yes, he has. That's a half-time whistle at Ashburton Grove. Goals by Marcus Rashford on 17 minutes and by Eddie Nketiah on 24 minutes is the difference. Chances have been real chances have been really at a premium, but it's been entertaining football. And half-time at Ashburton Grove, it's Arsenal 1, Manchester United 1. You've been listening to the Commentary Hub. back to Ashburton Grove, where Manchester United are coming back onto the field of play. Doesn't look like there's been any changes from what I can see, but we'll wait and see, and we'll certainly go through those lineups for you once we've got both teams out for the second half. Here come Arsenal. Looks like Tomiyasu has got his shirt off there, so it looks like he is coming on. So Tomiyasu is coming on, and it's my understanding that the replacement is going to be Ben White. So Ben White is going off, and coming on is Takahiro Tomiyasu. And Takahiro Tomiyasu, of course, wears the number 18 shirt, and he will be on in replacement for Ben White. From what I can see and what I understand, that is the only substitution. And the players now are gathering at the centre circle. Anthony Taylor is there. Arsenal will be getting this second half underway momentarily. Let's just run through the two teams for you. Ramsdale in goal, Zinchenko, Gabriel, Saliba, now Tomiyasu, Xhaka, Partey, Odegaard, Martinelli, Nketiah, Saka. For Manchester United, David De Gea, Wan-Bissaka, Varane, Martinez, Shaw, Eriksen, McTominay, Antony, Fernandes, Rashford, and Weghorst. And Manchester United this time attacking the goal to our right. Tomiyasu gets his first touch of the game and just drops it back to goalkeeper Aaron Ramsdale. And Aaron Ramsdale clears the ball downfield. It's picked up by Odegaard. Odegaard has got Bukayo Saka with him. Bukayo Saka just drops it back to Tomiyasu, who advances into the Manchester United half of the field and gives it to Zinchenko. It's Martinelli. Martinelli cuts inside. Well, Granit Xhaka's under pressure here by Scott McTominay, and legally apparently. Here comes Antony. Antony tries to beat Zinchenko, not successful, but Antony still maintains possession. He tries to send it across to Eriksen, but Thomas Partey gets in the way of that and knocks the ball out of play for a throw into Manchester United. You are listening to alternative commentary, delayed coverage of this Premier League game at Ashburton Grove between Arsenal and Manchester United. Arsenal desperate for the win to put the gap to 5 points. Manchester United, of course, they need a win to cement their position within the top 4. So actually what will happen if Manchester United do win this game, they will move within 3 points of Manchester City and 3 points clear of Newcastle in 4th place, and 9 points clear of Spurs in 5th. Of course, Arsenal, they need a win to move 5 clear of Arsenal. And there's a foul there on Zinchenko, and a yellow card has been flashed to the Brazilian Antony. It was late. Actually, it could have gone to either Bruno Fernandes or Antony. Looks like they both went in on that, but the referee has chosen to give it to Antony. It was a late challenge, completely unnecessary at that point of the field as well. So it's going to be a free kick to the Arsenal. Antony goes into the referee's notebook, and it's dropped back to Martinelli. Martinelli. It's given away, and now Manchester United steaming forward with Antony. Antony coming across well to make that challenge is Partey, and he's not able to control it, and it goes behind for a corner. But what super defending by Thomas Partey. Well, Antony was away there, but Thomas Partey cut across, and that was wonderful defending. And it's going to be a corner to Manchester United. Just unable to keep control of the ball, but I don't think he'll get too many critics for that because Antony was away. And Luke Shaw now with the corner for Manchester United. It's swung in. It's a disappointing one. Arsenal are able to break away with the ball now with Bukayo Saka. Saka, he's got 3 players around him, but he just turns and plays the ball to Eddie Nketiah. Good work by Bukayo Saka. Nketiah tries to cut inside, but there's Lisandro Martinez. He does manage to get the ball to Bukayo Saka. Saka to Odegaard. Odegaard on the far side to Tomiyasu. Tomiyasu drops it back to Odegaard, launches the ball in the box. He's looking for Martinelli, but Wan-Bissaka gets up and blocks that. But the ball does eventually find Martinelli. And here's Zinchenko. Zinchenko cuts into the penalty area, gets the cross in. It's headed out by Martinez. And again by McTominay. Manchester United not able to clear the ball completely. And goes Gabriel. There's a claim for a penalty. The referee says no. Here's Odegaard. Odegaard with a shot. It's blocked and hacked away by Scott McTominay, but headed back in and once again cleared by Alessandro Martinez. And Bruno Fernandes looking to get Rashford on his way, but good work by Ramsdale, just clearing up as a sweeper there. He gives it to Granit Xhaka. Granit Xhaka to Gabriel, who claimed the penalty. I'm sure VAR looked at it, but there was determined to be no foul. Here's Zinchenko. Thomas Partey. And it's over to Tomiyasu on the far side. Tomiyasu gives it to Bukayo Saka. Cuts into the middle of the park. Does Bukayo Saka. He's got options in front of him. And he gives it to Granit Xhaka. Xhaka to Martinelli for Arsenal as they put the pressure on to try to get the lead. Martinelli in the penalty area. Can he get the crosser in? He can, but it's blocked by Rafael Varane. Good work by him. And, it's almost given away there by Anthony. And he was able to shove Zinchenko off the ball. It's going to be a throw-in. And Zinchenko went down perhaps a little bit too easily there. And we have 5 minutes gone here. You are listening to Alternative Commentary on the Commentary Hub YouTube channel. Today's Player of the Match sponsor on the Hub is sponsored by Commentary Services. Commentary Services would like to thank our broadcasting partners for this season, JB Sports, Turton Talks Football, and Storm FM. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter at Commentary Live 1. You can like our Facebook page, facebook.com/The Commentary Hub. So as it stands right now, Manchester United are on 40 points, a point clear of Newcastle, 7 clear of Spurs in 5th, and Arsenal are 3 points clear of City at the top with 1 game in hand. And here's Alexander Zinchenko. Zinchenko plays the ball well. He's looking for Bukayo Saka on the far side, but it's a very poor ball and comfortably dealt with by Martinez. It's then cleared away by Shaw, and but it's not very good because Arsenal win the ball back. It's Gabriel, and he gives the ball to Martinelli. Martinelli dropped back all the way back to Gabriel. Gabriel plays the ball across to Saliba, his central defensive partner. Saliba across to Tomiyasu. Tomiyasu plays it to Bukayo Saka. He's got Shaw in front of him and Odegaard. Good work by him. Odegaard to Nketiah. Back to Odegaard now. He's got space in front of him. What can Martin Odegaard do? Slips the ball to Granit Xhaka, but what a good challenge by Alessandro Martinez. Great defending there by the Argentinian international. That was absolutely superb. The ball was threaded through with perfection by Odegaard. And Granit Xhaka was through there, but great work by Martinez. And he had to get that absolutely correct. And it's going to be a corner now to Arsenal. It's taken quickly. Here's Odegaard. Odegaard, Martinelli headed back. Now Eriksen is attempting to clear it, but Eriksen is dispossessed. It's won back by Xhaka. Gives the ball to Bukayo Saka. Bukayo Saka. On the far side is Tomiyasu. Tomiyasu dropped it to Bukayo Saka. Saka, is he going to get the cross in? No, he holds it up. Bukayo Saka gets a shot. Oh, I say! You have to say that is magnificent. Oh, Bukayo Saka must have been all of 30 yards out there. And he curls it into the bottom right-hand corner away from the desperate dive of David De Gea. And Arsenal take the lead with Bukayo Saka. It is 2-1 and only 52 minutes gone, 7 minutes gone in this second half. And Arsenal take the lead here at Ashburton Grove. It's Arsenal 2, Manchester United 1. And the Manchester United defenders and the goalkeeper are looking absolutely perplexed at that. And well they might. Look at this again. He drops it back to Bukayo Saka. He's such at an awkward angle now. He does cut inside. And then he curls it with pace and power. And I would say perhaps he was maybe 25, maybe 30 yards out, but I'd say more like 25. But he just curls it with pace and power away from David De Gea, who stood absolutely no chance with that. An absolutely wonderful goal perhaps possibly a candidate for goal of the season. Look at that. Just curls into the corner, and Arsenal are 2-1 up. That was absolutely magnificent from Bukayo Saka. It's such a joy to commentate on him and to watch him. I mean, Luke Shaw has really done a good job of managing him throughout this game, but the first time he loses him, Bukayo Saka is there to punish Manchester United. And here is Lisandro Martinez. He drops the ball to Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw plays the ball forward, and it's dealt with by Tomiyasu, and Thomas Partey picks up the loose ball. He gives it back to Tomiyasu. Tomiyasu's got space in front of him. It's given to Odegaard. It's 2-1 Arsenal. They're now 8 points. They're now 5 points clear again at the top. And well, look at look at Mikel Arteta. It's like the Duracell bunny, just running up and down. And I think it helps, just motivate this Arsenal team and motivating the crowd. And what a job Mikel Arteta has done. And moving forward now is Luke Shaw. And here is Rashford. And Rashford cuts inside again. Rashford with a shot. Super save by Aaron Ramsdale. And, well, that shot came from nowhere. It was just inside the penalty area. Great save by Ramsdale. Here's Anthony. Anthony cuts inside, gets the shot away, but it's cleared away by Gabriel. And Lisandro Martinez just picking up the ball before Nketiah can get it. And it goes all the way back to David De Gea. Yes, he was delighted there with Mikel Arteta. As I said, he's just like the Duracell bunny. Just constantly on the move. I don't know how he has the energy. Here is Lisandro Martinez. Martinez infield to Anthony as Manchester United now. They have dropped down to 4th place. It's a level with Newcastle, but Newcastle have a superior goal difference. But they're still 6 points clear of Spurs in 5th place. And Spurs, it has to be said, are not playing good football right now. And there is Varane. Varane drops the ball to Martinez. Scott McTominay back to Varane. Varane goes back to Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw plays the ball forward. Rashford ran early. No offside flag. Thomas Partey picks up the ball and good interception by Eriksen. He knocks the ball out of play. It's going to be a throw-in to the Arsenal. It's Arsenal 2, Manchester United 1. Rashford did so well to get inside the penalty area. He got the shot away there and it took the deflection. Just see who it took a deflection off. It took a deflection off Saliba, but what a super save by Aaron Ramsdale. I can't underemphasize that. I can't overemphasize the save there by Aaron Ramsdale. He was sighted. He saw it at the last minute. It was an absolutely superb save. Here's Rashford again. Rashford over by the corner flag. He's got Tomiyasu with him. Rashford attempts to pull the ball back, but he dragged the ball out of play, and it will be a goal kick to Arsenal. Ramsdale. Superb. Couple of good saves today, Aaron Ramsdale. Following on from his fine performance against Spurs in the North London derby. So far, no changes by Manchester United. We'll see whether that changes as we approach the hour mark. It's 2-1 to Arsenal. Here's Zinchenko. He slips it to Thomas Partey. Partey outside of the foot looking for Nketiah. Wan-Bissaka picks it up though. It's a bad giveaway. And Manchester United now have it without Weghorst. Weghorst gets the ball back. He plays the ball out on the far side to Luke Shaw in an advanced position. It wasn't the best ball by Weghorst. A lot of running to do. Fernandes gives the ball back to Shaw. Shaw tries to play the ball off Tomiyasu and he's successful, and it is a corner to Manchester United. Well, you feel the goals are not finished here. This has just been both teams really going for it. It's been an outstanding game of football to watch. And it's a corner to Manchester United. And Christian Eriksen is over this one. Eriksen looks like he's going to swing this one in. McTominay's in there. Rashford's in there. And Weghorst is in there. It's swung in. It's dropped by. It's dropped by. Well, it's unfortunate for Ramsdale. He went for it, he dropped it, it bounced up into the air, and Martinez just headed it over the player on the line, which I think was Nketiah, and Lisandro Martinez equalises on 58 minutes, just 6 minutes after Arsenal had taken the lead. It's unfortunate for Ramsdale. Let's have a look at it again. It swung in Ramsdale well. It wasn't convincing, was it? And it's dropped, and there is Martinez. On the line is Gabriel, actually. Yeah, you can see that. Oh, he just drops it, and it bounces up in the air. Martinez with a header. It loops over Gabriel on the goal line, and it is 2-2. And Lisandro Martinez with the equaliser on 58 minutes has tied this one up again, and Arsenal have to start all over again. And well, it's his birthday week for Lisandro Martinez. He will definitely appreciate that goal. And it's actually, I believe it's his first goal for the club. Yes, he's had 19 appearances in the league, and that is his first goal for Manchester United. So what a way to celebrate your birthday. Well done to Lisandro Martinez. And here's Tomiyasu, takes the ball out of play, and it's going to be a throw-in to Arsenal. Well, Alex Ferguson, who had many a victory over Arsenal, is looking on with a satisfied look on his face, and a wry smile also from David Beckham sat down there as well. And Manchester United now have 30 minutes to go on and win the game. Arsenal also will be trying to win the game. I think for Arsenal, it's a massive game for them. They need to win this game if they want to maintain their position at the top, especially with Manchester City to come in the league in the next few games. So Mikel Arteta there now looking on with a look of concern on his face. The ball goes back to Aaron Ramsdale. Ramsdale dilly-dallying with it. And at the back there, well, Saliba loses the ball there at the back, and it's going to be a throw-in. And really, that would have been better. Ramsdale would have been better served just to clear that ball downfield. But it is a throw-in to Arsenal on the far side. It's Tomiyasu. It's level with their own penalty area. 29 minutes to go here. Arsenal 2, Manchester United 2. 11 shot. Actually, I'd say 13 shots for Arsenal, 5 for Manchester United. And at the back there is Rafael Varane, who drops it to the goal scorer Martinez. And it's now with Aaron Wan-Bissaka breaking forward, looking for options. He's got Antony with him. He gives the ball to Antony. In front of Antony is Alexander Zinchenko. Antony plays the ball in field to Scott McTominay. He's got options. Scott McTominay, he plays it behind Wout Weghorst. And it rolls to Tomiyasu. And Tomiyasu just delaying there. And he's given the ball away as Tomiyasu to Rashford. And Rashford cuts across the penalty area. Manchester United lose it though. Dispossessed is Eriksen, and Arsenal with Thomas Partey trying to break away. Wan-Bissaka though wins the ball back, but it's a foul on Thomas Partey and will be a free kick to Arsenal. Anthony Taylor just talking there to Thomas Partey. Well, I think players have to remember that you don't have a lot of time on the ball in this game because it's a very fast-paced game. And Saliba drops it to Tomiyasu, who gives it to Bukayo Saka, the scorer of the Arsenal second goal. Saka plays it across to Alexander Zinchenko. Zinchenko now in an advanced position. What can he do? He gives it to Martinelli. Martinelli cuts inside. And it came back to Odegaard, but good work by Eriksen, just blocking out Odegaard from getting the shot away. And here's Luke Shaw now for Manchester United. Luke Shaw plays the ball forward, looking for Rashford. Is Rashford offside? So far, the linesman keeps his flag down, but Rashford ends up losing the ball to Tomiyasu anyway. And Granit Xhaka plays the ball to Gabriel Martinelli. Martinelli over the halfway line. He's got Wan-Bissaka in front of him. Gives the ball back to Xhaka. Xhaka gives the ball to Zinchenko. Good movement by this Arsenal team. Here's Odegaard out on the far side to Saka. Saka inside the penalty area, cuts inside, played across to Nketiah, but good work by Raphael Varane to block that. Eddie Nketiah would have had a clear shot on goal and possibly a second, but great work by Raphael Varane, cutting in front of Nketiah and getting the defensive touch, and then actually came off Eddie Nketiah last as well. So it'll actually be a goal kick to Manchester United. 64 minutes gone. It's Arsenal 2, Manchester United 2. You're listening to delayed coverage here of this Premier League game at Ashburton Grove. Your alternative commentator, Paul James, cleared forward, and it escapes everybody and just goes all the way through to Tomiyasu, who drops it back to Aaron Ramsdale. Aaron Ramsdale will be disappointed for his part in that Manchester United equaliser. And here's Tomiyasu now. He plays it to Odegaard. Odegaard back to Tomiyasu. And it's with Zinchenko. Zinchenko back to Gabriel. Gabriel to Saliba. Saliba to Zinchenko. Good one-touch football by Arsenal. Here's Thomas Partey. Partey plays the ball forward, looking for Odegaard, who's been extremely impressive in this game. Partey back to Zinchenko. And it's back to Odegaard now as Arsenal attempting to build up. Odegaard, let's see what the options are. He gives it to Partey. Partey has got Martinelli over on this near side, who's been dangerous throughout this game. Martinelli drops it back. And Zinchenko, oh, here's a chance now for Granit Xhaka. Xhaka, he plays the ball across, it bounces back to Odegaard with a shot, but it takes a deflection and goes wide. Well, Odegaard was perhaps a little delayed in shooting. He might have been better served to shoot first time. Instead, he delayed, took a touch and then shot. It took a deflection and went wide. Looks like it came off Eriksen there, and it will be a corner to Arsenal. 35 minutes to go here. It's Arsenal 2, Manchester United 2. Swung in by Martinelli. Headed on there by Nketiah and goes behind for a goal kick to Manchester United. Well, Arsenal have had their chances. He should have shot first time. He took the touch, and that gave Eriksen the chance to position himself and get the block in. And, well, you can see the frustration on Mikel Arteta's face. Certainly a chance for Arsenal. It's David De Gea now who's got the ball, and he slips it to Martinez and back to Varane and back to De Gea. Manchester United just dilly-dallying inside their own penalty area. Very risky business. Finally, David De Gea does put his foot through it and clears it downfield. It's one back, and it's now Martinez and Odegaard inside the Manchester United half. Thomas Partey. Drop to Odegaard. Back to Partey. Odegaard just drops back there to to Zinchenko, who drops it back to Gabriel. Gabriel gives it to Granit Xhaka, who goes back to Gabriel. Granit Xhaka. Xhaka drops it back to Gabriel. And back now with Gabriel. And he tries to find Thomas Partey, but good work there by Wout Weghorst, getting in the way and intercepting that. And Anthony Taylor judging that Weghorst has been fouled. It's taken quickly. The ball is out on the far side to Anthony. He gets the cross in. Oh, he was looking for Rashford, but great block by Tomiyasu, who's done very well defensively since he's come on. It looks like Fred is now getting ready to come on for Manchester United's first substitution. We're just going to see who is going to come off. One has to think it would be McTominay, but we'll see. Might be one of the attacking midfielders. He might be slipping into an attacking midfield role. Here's Varane. He gives it to Wan-Bissaka. Wan-Bissaka gives it to Anthony. Anthony back to Raphael Varane, and he drops it back into the midfield to Lisandro Martinez. And it's out on the far side to Christian Eriksen. Christian Eriksen worked hard today, but he's not had a lot of success. He drops it back to David De Gea in the Manchester United goal. Well, it's cleared downfield and comfortably dealt with there by Saliba, who head the ball forward. And it's picked up by Eddie Nketiah with a surprising amount of space inside the Manchester United half. And here's Bukayo Saka now. Saka Looking in front of Shaw, and he just plays the pass. Tomiyasu gets the cross, and Martinez with the header, and just headed away that time by Rafael Varane, but it's back with Zinchenko and Gabriel. Gabriel played down on this near side to Martinelli. He's been lively all the way through. Zinchenko drops it back to Gabriel. Gabriel back to Granit Xhaka, who's also been very impressive in the midfield today. And it's played across from Saliba to Tomiyasu. Back to Saliba in the centre circle, just in the Manchester United half of the field. Here's Gabriel. Back to Saliba, and Arsenal now just as we approach the last 20 minutes of the game. It's Arsenal 2, Manchester United 2. And you are just watching Arsenal at the moment just manoeuvre the ball in midfield. Here's Martinelli. He gives it to Xhaka. Xhaka on the far side to Bukayo Saka. Saka cuts inside. What's he going to do? Is he going to get a shot away from Saka? Oh, it just clips the outside of the post. Oh, and nearly another wonder goal by Bukayo Saka. He just cuts inside, just beats Eriksen and gets the shot away. It took a deflection actually off Eriksen and just clips the outside of the post. It should be a corner to the Arsenal because it did come off Eriksen. Oh, David De Gea was beating all ends up and it clipped the outside of the post, and Bukayo Saka can't believe it. Substitution going to be made now. It is Antony that is coming off. So the number 21 for Manchester United, Antony, is coming off, and Fred is coming on in his stead. Fred will wear number 17 today, of course. Well, he's wandering off, is Antony, making no real hurry. Fred comes on. Now, they've made this change, I think, as they're about to defend a corner. I assume the referee that corner has been given because it definitely came off Eriksen. Yeah, it does look like it is. And the corner is going to be taken by Martinelli. Usually that's not a time managers like to make substitutions when defending corners. Martinelli comes in and it's just headed away by Martinez, and Fred gets his first touch of the ball, knocks it to Eriksen. And Eriksen puts his foot through it and clears it away inside his own half. Ramsdale out in the centre circle. Launches the ball long, looking for Martinelli to hopefully to keep Arsenal on the momentum. Martinelli gets away from Wan-Bissaka. Martinelli, oh, good work by Rafael Varane. Just gets in front of Martinelli to block the shot. Good work by him. Rafael Varane has been impressive for Manchester United today. And McTominay loses the ball now. And coming forward is Zinchenko. Zinchenko just plays the ball out on the far side to Tomiyasu. Back to Bukayo Saka. I have got lots of choices for player of the match when I do have to make it, but Tomiyasu plays it to Odegaard. Odegaard is definitely one of those candidates. Odegaard cuts inside, and he drops it to Zinchenko. Zinchenko in the penalty area, and he gives it to Bukayo Saka. Saka just drops the ball back there to Saliba. He gives the ball back to Saka, and it's going to be crossed in by Tomiyasu, headed away by Rafael Varane. Great work by him. And here is Granit Xhaka now. Xhaka drops it to Martinelli. Martinelli just drops the ball there back to Gabriel Martinelli, and he drops the ball back into midfield to William Saliba. And it's Tomiyasu. Tomiyasu gives it to Bukayo Saka. Saka's got some space in front of him. He drops it to Nketiah. Nketiah gives it back to Saka. Saka plays the ball long on the far side to Zinchenko. Zinchenko, he's got Xhaka overlapping, but Zinchenko crosses the ball in, and it's comfortably taken by David De Gea. That move breaks down for Arsenal. Promising move, though. Good football all round. Arsenal have been playing some wonderful free-flowing football today. David De Gea gives the ball to Lisandro Martinez. Martinez just looking at what options are available to him. Gives it back to David De Gea, who plays it across on the far side to Luke Shaw. Shaw plays the ball forward. It's knocked on by Weghorst, but Saliba picks up the ball back. Saka plays the ball to Nketiah. Nketiah with his back to goal. He drops it back to Thomas Partey. Partey plays the ball to Tomiyasu. Can he get the cross in? Takes a further step. Tomiyasu crosses the ball in, but it's comfortably dealt with by Scott McTominay. McTominay hoofs the ball outfield, but it's picked up again by William Saliba. Saliba gives it to Granit Xhaka. Granit Xhaka just drops it to Gabriel. Gabriel drops it back. You are listening to alternative commentary on the Commentary Hub YouTube channel. Today's Player of the Match sponsor on the Hub is sponsored by Commentary Services. Commentary Services would like to thank our broadcasting partners for this season, JB Sports, Turton Talks Football and Storm FM. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter at Commentary Live 1, and you can like our Facebook page, facebook.com/The Commentary Hub. That completes my marketing duties for this particular game. And Luke Shaw is fouled, and it'll be a free kick to Arsenal just outside their own penalty area. Jakub Kivior there is on the bench, a 22-year-old in the crowd there. Jakub Kivior is a 22-year-old international. Arsenal are in the the final stages of completing that deal. He'll be looking forward to seeing how he fits into Mikel Arteta's plans. Here's Wan-Bissaka. He knocks it off Alexander Zinchenko, and it's going to be a throw into Manchester United. 15 minutes left here at Ashburton Grove. It's Arsenal 2, Manchester United 2. Are we going to see any more goals in this one? It has to be said, it's been very entertaining to watch. Lots of goals, lots of positive play by both teams. And, well, I don't suppose a draw really helps either team. Mikel Arteta there just talking with his assistant, Erik ten Hag, in a much calmer, sitting on the bench and talking with his assistants, and it's played forward there by Wout Weghorst. Another disappointing ball by him. He's really been invisible in this game. And here is McTominay. McTominay plays the ball through to Eriksen, and it's cleared up at the back. There was some early hesitation by the Arsenal defence, but William Saliba just knocks the ball back to Aaron Ramsdale, who puts his foot through it. Just the slightest hesitation there. Could have let in Eriksen. He was a bit slow on the uptake there, Eriksen. And here's Lisandro Martinez. Played the ball long, looking for Rashford. And eventually finds Rashford off the head of Rafael Varane. But Rashford is determined to be offside. And it will be a free kick to Arsenal. And he's cutting the face there of a very frustrated figure. Well, he's had little help from... really from Weghorst up front, who has really been just about invisible for most of this game. And more warming up there by the Manchester United substitutes. I would suspect another change will be made at least before the end. Here's Scott McTominay, hooks the ball clear, and it's picked up by Granit Xhaka. And here's Partey. Partey, good work by him. Good work by Partey, streaming towards the penalty area. Partey tries to play for Nketiah. It bounces off Rafael Varane, and it's cleared away by Luke Shaw. And now here's Bruno Fernandes, looking to get Rashford on his way. Rashford tries to cut in front of Ramsdale, and Rashford goes down from the challenge from Ramsdale. And the Arsenal fans want something for that, but the referee has said no. And the game continues. And here's Granit Xhaka. Well, he kind of cut across Ramsdale, and Ramsdale's entitled to go for it. And here's Odegaard. Odegaard plays the ball to Tomiyasu. And he cuts inside to Bukayo Saka. Bukayo Saka, can he get the cross in? Oh, he can. Here's Martinelli. Can he get the ball down to get a shot away? Martinelli, he finally gets the ball down, gets the shot away, but Lisandro Martinez gets his head in the way and knocks it behind for a corner to Arsenal. Well, Arsenal continue there to put the pressure on. Martinelli just couldn't get the ball down quick enough. When he did, he gets the shot away, but good work by Lisandro Martinez just to head that ball behind for a goal, for a corner kick to Arsenal. 12 minutes to go. It's Arsenal 2, Manchester United 2. And what an absorbing contest this has been. And it looks like it's going to be Bukayo Saka Well, Nketiah, Partey, Gabriel, Xhaka are all in there. It's swung in and it's just headed out only as far as Zinchenko. Zinchenko gives the ball to Nketiah. Nketiah just trying to get away from Wan-Bissaka. Nketiah, can he get the crossing? Good challenge by Wan-Bissaka. Oh boy, he had to get that absolutely perfect, and he did. And he cleared it away, but it just doesn't find Eriksen, and Arsenal win the ball back in the midfield with Tomiyasu. He plays the ball out to Saka. 11 minutes to go. Saka plays the ball to Odegaard. Odegaard drops it back to Zinchenko. Zinchenko's pass is blocked by McTominay, but he wins it back and heads it on to Martinelli. Martinelli. Well, let's see what options he's got. Martinelli does a quick 1-2 with Granit Xhaka. Can he get inside Wan-Bissaka? He can't. Wan-Bissaka makes a challenge. Another good piece of defending by Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Well, this was a fantastic challenge on Nketiah. That had to be absolutely perfect, or he was giving away a penalty. Great work by Aaron Wan-Bissaka, who's again performed very admirably today. Here's Martinelli with the corner. It's swung in, heads up there. David De Gea gets a punch. Punch to the edge of the penalty area to Zinchenko. He gives it back to Saka. Saka dancing around in the penalty area. Gets across in. It's headed on by Varane, and then Nketiah is going for it. Pulled back by Xhaka. And Tomiyasu is in there, and it's hacked away by Wan-Bissaka again. Only as far as William Saliba. Pressure continues by Arsenal. And here's Wan-Bissaka. Here's Saka, and he gives it to Odegaard. Odegaard tries to get across the way, and Xhaka, and a wonderful challenge by Bruno Fernandes. It should have been caught. It bounces, he punches it out, does David De Gea. It's back to Partey. Partey out to Martinelli. Martinelli into the penalty area. Tries to play it across, looking for Granit Xhaka, but again, great work by Aaron Wan-Bissaka at the back. And it's back now again, this time with Gabriel, and he gives the ball to Martinelli. And I'm going to hopefully take a breath in a minute. Here's Martinelli. Martinelli drops it to Granit Xhaka. Good work this time by Scott McTominay. Bruno Fernandes now plays the ball to Aaron Wan-Bissaka, and Manchester United can try to get the ball away. There's Wout Weghorst. He drops it to Bruno Fernandes, and he's looking for the long ball there. But that's good work by Tomiyasu intercepting that, and Arsenal can come again. Well, let's see what the referee has pulled the stoppage. Oh, it's a head injury, and it's Bruno Fernandes who's down, so the referee has to stop that, of course. Bruno Fernandes is down. We've got 9 minutes left here. It's Arsenal 2, Manchester United 2. And I am just going to take a breather. Well, he's been asked to stay down by the physio there, but let's have a look and see where this actually happened. Yeah, it might come here with a clash with Granit Xhaka. But Bruno Fernandes is sort of getting on his feet now, and it looks like we're going to have a substitution. And yes, it's going to be a debut for Leandro Trossard, and Martinelli is the substitute that's replacing him. So Trossard coming on for Gabriel Martinelli, and we're going to see Leandro Trossard, the 20 million pound man, 7 million in add-ons as well. And we're just looking again at that incident earlier with the goalkeeper, and there was just no way that there was any sort of a foul there by the goalkeeper, Aaron Ramsdale. So Leandro Trossard, the Belgian, is on for his full league debut. He will be wearing number 19 for Arsenal. And it's out onto the far side there to Saka, Bukayo Saka. He's adjudged to have been fouled by Luke Shaw, and this time Luke Shaw does go into the referee's notebook. So, yeah, it's a late and stupid challenge. Really, Wan-Bissaka wasn't really going anywhere. It was a very late challenge. And it'll be a free kick to Arsenal. Bukayo Saka may take this one, but he's just moved away from it, and he's going to leave it for Odegaard on the far side. 7 minutes left. It is still Arsenal 2, Manchester United 2. I will name my player of the match shortly. Odegaard to take this free kick. Manchester United with a high line. And it looks like it's going to be swung in. There's Trossard. This is a really high line by Manchester United. We're going to see the free kick come in now. And it's just headed down, and it's almost cleared by Weghorst. It's bouncing around, and Nketiah, great save by David De Gea. Oh, the ball just bounced to Nketiah, and what a wonderful save to deny Eddie Nketiah a second goal. Oh, the cross came in, it was bouncing around. Weghorst wasn't able to clear it. It bounced off Raphael Varane and fell to Eddie Nketiah with the goal at his mercy. But what a wonderful save by David De Gea, it has to be said. And with 6 minutes to go, the throw-in to be taken quickly. It's just headed away by Varane. It's knocked to the edge of the penalty area by Tomiyasu. Tomiyasu gets it back off Zinchenko. Gabriel, back to Tomiyasu. It's hacked away by Wout Weghorst. And he finds the William Saliba back to Bukayo Saka, and now to Tomiyasu. Tomiyasu dropped it back, and it goes out for a throw-in to the Arsenal. And Zinchenko just gives it to Saka. Here's a real chance, gets into the penalty area, the cross comes in, and it's hacked away by Wan-Bissaka. Well, he had to be careful because Trossard was right behind him, and it's good work again by the Manchester United defender Wan-Bissaka. It's going to be a corner which Leandro Trossard will take. He's going to swing the ball in here, and it's just headed out. It's headed up into the air, not really clear. It's knocked on by Gabriel, but it just goes through to David De Gea, and David De Gea goes down, perhaps under the challenge from Eddie Nketiah, and he's rolling around now. Is David De Gea? I'm not convinced. Let's take a look at this again. David De Gea is rolling around like he's been hit by a Mack truck. Let's take a look. Oh, there's no contact. He just brushes against his arm. Are you kidding me? And the Arsenal fans are booing, and they've every right to boo. I hope that the fourth official spotted that and will consider that when he adds time on. We're just looking at Eddie Nketiah's chance again. Smart save by David De Gea. And, well, it's very, very... It's poor play, miserable play by David De Gea doing that. But the game goes on. We are now going to... Here's Eriksen. Eriksen breaking forward now in the penalty area. Eriksen with a shot. Good block by Gabriel. And it's we'll see if it looks like it's going to be a corner to Manchester United. Gabriel getting the last touch on that. And with 3 minutes to go, I'll give you our player of the match in just a moment. But it's going to be a corner to Manchester United. And Aaron Ramsdale organising his defence. And Luke Shaw is going to take this corner. And he outswings it. It's headed away by Gabriel. And, just won there by Bukayo Saka. He was fouled. And the referee is turning away all the protests, but he's given the free kick. So today's player of the match, sponsored by Commentary Services, I've decided to give the player of the match today to Martin Odegaard for Arsenal. I know it's very cliche to give it to the goal scorers, to one of the goal scorers, but I think Martin Odegaard has been involved in both goals. Also, his control of the midfield has been absolutely outstanding today. So today's player of the match, sponsored by Commentary Services, goes to Arsenal's number 8, Martin Odegaard. And it's picked up by Zinchenko in the midfield. Special mentions to Gabriel Martinelli and Aaron Wan-Bissaka. I have to admit I was close to giving it to Aaron Wan-Bissaka. He's played very, very well for Manchester United today. 2 minutes left. Arsenal 2, Manchester United 2. And it's picked up now in the middle of the park by Manchester United. And it's McTominay. Tries to find Weghorst, but it's a poor ball. And Arsenal come away with it now. And it is Trossard over the halfway line. Drops it to Eddie Nketiah. Granit Xhaka just leaves it on the far side to Tomiyasu, and here is Bukayo Saka. His ball though is disappointing, and it's cleared up at the back there again by Fred. And Fred again, I'll just try to clear it, but it comes off the Brazilian and goes out for a throw into the Arsenal. And the crowd trying to urge Arsenal on to try to get a winner here. Here's Gabriel. He drops it to Saliba. Saliba to Tomiyasu. Tomiyasu slips the ball to Bukayo Saka. Thomas Partey, almost intercepted. But here's Trossard now. Trossard drops it back to Zinchenko. Zinchenko across, and it's touched in by Nketiah! It's a goal! And Arsenal might have won it in the last minute of the game! Zinchenko goes over to celebrate with the Arsenal fans. It looks like the final touch came off Nketiah. And, the ball, we're going to look at it again, but it looks like it came off Nketiah. That would be his second goal of the game. And, wow, Arsenal, in the last minute of the game, might have stolen this one. Well, VAR will probably look at it, but let's see it again. It starts with Trossard, who slips it to Zinchenko. This is where the offside might be. Zinchenko looks onside to me. He pulls it across. Nketiah is onside. Yes, it was a shot by Odegaard, who once again is involved in the goals. Odegaard got the shot away, and Eddie Nketiah then sticks his foot out. He's onside. This may be ruled out. When we look at it at this angle, Eddie Nketiah's foot is in an offside position. But Wan-Bissaka may be playing him onside as well. So we're just going to wait and see. What a big decision this is for VAR. Wan-Bissaka might be playing Nketiah onside here. It was a touch by Nketiah that knocked it in. But it might be Wan-Bissaka that was playing him onside. And it's given! The goal is given! And Arsenal can celebrate a last-minute goal! Wan-Bissaka playing Eddie Nketiah onside from the shot from Odegaard that was blocked. It bounced up in the air in the 6-yard box. And Nketiah stuck his foot out and touched it past the goalkeeper. And a second goal for Eddie Nketiah. And Arsenal might have stolen all 3 points here. Well, as VAR checked that, oh my goodness, it was on a knife edge. It could have gone either way. Controversy in the last minute of the game here at Ashburton Grove. And, well, what a game it's been. So much to talk about. Eddie Nketiah's second goal. And it is Arsenal 3, Manchester United 2. And, well, I don't believe that David De Gea will be rolling around on the floor anymore. As now it is Arsenal's turn to play the game management system. Well, you can see Mikel Arteta on the far side just bouncing up and down. Ramsdale clears it downfield and it's headed up into the air. And it's won back by Martinez. Martinez launches it forward. There's been a substitution. Rafael Varane has gone off and Garnacho has come on for Manchester United in a hope to try to get something from this. Varane off, Garnacho on. We have 3 minutes of injury time. We've played 2 of those already. I suspect there'll be additional time added on top of the 3 minutes, however. Arsenal now making a substitution. And coming on is Rob Holding. And we're just trying to see who's coming off for Arsenal. I suspect this is a defensive substitution. Yes, our player of the match, Martin Odegaard, is coming off. What a great shift put in by him today. Involved in all 3 of the Arsenal goals. And Rob Holding comes on now, and the Arsenal fans are delirious. And well, they might be. As it stands, they're going 5 points clear at the top of the Premier League tonight. And it's dropped back now to David De Gea, wasting no time now. He clears it downfield. It's just headed away by Gabriel, but it only finds Bruno Fernandes, who launches the ball looking there for Eriksen. And Xhaka just drops the ball back to Zinchenko, who puts his foot through it. and it's picked up there by Luke Shaw, who drops it to Martinez. Martinez slips it to Fred. Still time for Manchester United, perhaps. Launch forward to Zinchenko. And here is over the halfway line now is Trossard. And he slips the ball to Nketiah. Nketiah taking it to the corner flag. Wise move by him. And he pulls it to Trossard, but it comes away. And now here's Zinchenko. Zinchenko back to Trossard. Trossard just dancing around it, surrounded by 3 Manchester United players. Great work by Trossard. And he just clears the ball. He just drops the ball back to Zinchenko. Manchester United can't win the ball back. And Nketiah takes it into the corner flag. Is the referee going to blow soon? We've played 4 minutes injury time. And finally, Wan-Bissaka wins the ball back and he drops it to Martinez. Martinez, long downfield. So far, no whistle by Anthony Taylor. And it's cleared forward and into the Arsenal half, into the Manchester United half of the field. And Anthony Taylor blows for full time. And Arsenal can celebrate a 3-2 win at home here. Well, what a game we've been treated to. A true Arsenal and Manchester United classic. Second half goals by Bukayo Saka and Martinez for Manchester United. But the difference is a last-minute goal by Eddie Nketiah that was checked by VAR. Perhaps a little controversy involved, but it did look like Aaron Wan-Bissaka was playing Nketiah onside. We have been treated to a classic here. Full time at Ashburton Grove. It's Arsenal 3, Manchester United 2, and you've been listening to the Commentary Hub.